Freddie Benson is one of the best Osu players to have ever touched the game. From reaching the number 1 spot within his first 4 years of playing the game, then having to deal with his personal life, to his sudden emergence back to the game, has not gone unnoticed by the Osu community. As of now, he is number 15 in the global rankings. Can he make it to top 10? This is the rise, fall, and rise again of Freddie Benson. Freddie Benson's Osu journey started when a friend he knew from middle school, who goes by Roberto on Osu, introduced him to the game. They both made their Osu accounts within 1 day of each other. He would quickly be fond of Osu, where he would fall in love with the ranking system and the simplistic nature of the game. His main drive to continue with Osu was to play for ranks, which would ultimately lead him to improve at a rapid pace. We can see this because of his high amounts of play count towards the start of his career. During these first few months, he would play on a ghetto setup with a laptop and mouse in 2015 to 2016. Then in the later half of 2016 to 2017, a cheap desktop, a 60Hz monitor, and a AryN 420 tablet. However, this didn't hinder his performance, rather it served as a challenge for this insanely talented player. Some of his earlier plays show for this, like his first 100 PP play on this map on the 4th of March 2016, and his first 400 PP play on Sakura Skip on the 13th of February 2017. Now, while that is a rather big jump in terms of PP milestones, Freddie Benson was unable to recall his first 200 and 300, but by analysing the two plays, we can see that he started off as a no-mod player, then found out the potential of DT and how farmable maps are when used with the mod. Even just looking at the times the plays were set, puts into perspective how talented Freddie Benson was. I mean, getting your first 400 PP play in less than a year is absolutely nuts progression. I feel as if it is important to mention that some of the dips in playtime towards his earlier part of his career were due to issues with his setup and internet, meaning he was unable to set scores online. He was also accused of cheating because he had this weird shaking with his cursor on Kera Kera days. After this short hiccup, he would set his first 500 PP play on Yume Toru on the 14th of June 2017. And his first 600 PP play on Koi no Hime Hime on the 8th of December 2017. As we can see from these plays, they were set during the peak of the jump farm era, therefore making his main skill set at the time DT aim. This still holds true to this day. Freddie Benson always saw it as the most interesting mod, which easily impressed him when he was newer to the game. This inadvertently led him to play and master it. When it comes to improving at any skill sets in Osu, he says that it is really difficult, since when he wanted to achieve something, he would just set a goal, then put his mind to it. An example being in 2017, he trained to read AR11, so he would only play those types of maps every time he logged on. So basically setting a goal and being motivated enough to reach it will eventually find you success when trying to improve at Osu. During this time period in 2018, he would improve his setup from a 60Hz monitor to a 240Hz monitor, a nice gaming PC, an overpriced keyboard, and a CTL 480 tablet. He believes that it did not really help him for his reading ability or playing ability, but it depends because he thinks it is more preference than anything else. However, his AR11 skills and scores would say otherwise. To show for his AR11 skills, he would set his first 700 PP play on Anime Ban on the 28th of March 2018, then his first 900 PP play on Quaver on the 6th of January 2019, which was an 800 skip. The year of 2019 was crazy for Freddie Benson, where he would win his one and only tournament with his team, Donkey Kong Crew, in the Test Tournament 2. Where Freddie Benson and his team made it to a tiebreaker in the grand finals. He would actually get an insane 2000 combo on Yomiuri, which led him and his team to a victory royale. At this point in time, Freddie Benson was unstoppable, and he was farming like crazy, and he needed to farm just a little more to reach that number 1 spot. Then on the 30th of March 2019, he would set a 778 PP 1 miss play on Blade Dance, where he would have this reaction to reaching the impressive milestone.
Shit! I'm gonna cry. No way! No way! No! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! 5 PP! Holy fucking shit!
This was the peak of his Osu career, and while he would lose it shortly, he put up a good fight, climbing back to the number 1 spot an additional 2 more times to assert his dominance. Finally, after 4 years of playing the game, he finally reached the initial goal he set of reaching number 1. He worked towards it every day and every hour of free time he had. So obviously he was proud of the accomplishment and was met with a positive community response, right? Well, actually he was met with a mixed response, but the majority of it was negative. While it was not as bad as when Matthew had reached number 1, most of the community had an overwhelming response of, well, who cares? Which really hurt Freddie Benson, as he was only 16 at the time and he wanted validation from others. This resulted in him only holding the number 1 spot for around 2 weeks. But either way, seeing the community's rather positive reaction to Flying Tuna, or Idkey, reaching the number 1 spot, really made him demotivated and questioned his stay with the game. Then, all of a sudden, Freddie Benson quit playing and went inactive. He would never really quit completely, but it looked like everything was over, and the reign of Freddie Benson was to be forgotten. Wait a minute, it's May 2023, and Freddie Benson is officially back. After he graduated high school, got a job, and met his now girlfriend of 3 years. The reason for his return was because his girlfriend talked him into playing Osu, and one day he just got hooked all of a sudden. Once he saw that his skills were intact, and that there was a sliver of possibility to come back and reach the top 50 comfortably, it didn't even cross his mind, and he came to the conclusion that he was willing to play the game and compete with a new generation of players. However, after a number of plays that we will be looking at a bit later, he is now considering the possibility of reaching the top 10 ranks, which has well succeeded his expectations. He likes to show that he is still able to complete in this new gen era, where speed is the meta, which he has a fond distaste of. In all honesty, Freddie Benson personally believes that his aim is nowhere near as good as it used to be, but now he compensates for this by being faster. He also now uses a Wooting 60 HE and a PTH 650 tablet, with an area of 68.13 by 43.98 millimeters. Now, time to talk about the final scores. When he came back, all his 900 PP scores were nerfed, so he played Sakura no Zenya on the 5th of May 2023. This play was worth exactly 932 PP, so even if it somehow gets nerfed, it will remain as a 900 PP play. This is pretty impressive, as he was mainly known for his shorter farm maps before he went inactive. Coming back all of a sudden just to get a 900 on a long and pretty difficult map showed the competition that he was back, and he was not going to give up.
Let's go! +4!
While Freddie Benson was at his peak, he was still unable to get a 1000 PP play, an insane PP milestone only few people are able to reach. However, this day was different. Freddie Benson set his first 1000 PP play on Wizard's Tower on the 10th of August 2023.
What?
Never back down, never give up.
And finally, an insane 1200 PP score on Stellarium on the 23rd of September 2023. This score is nuts, not only because it was really good accuracy or an mrekk snipe, but he played the map at first, getting a 1 slider break run, where he would choke 1.2k and instead get a 1.1k.
No fucking way, dude. That was 1.2k, I'm so retarded.
From there, Freddie Benson knew he was capable of setting that 1200 PP play. This confidence led him to doing exactly that, even though he wasn't able to set a 1000 PP play for 7 years. At the moment, Freddie Benson looks up to mrekk and Lifeline, as he says these guys are the players that he always wanted to be. As for his goals, he wants to reach top 10, minimum. And after he does reach his goal, he will further advance, making a decision of what to do from there. Freddie Benson's Osu journey is nothing short of inspirational. From rising to the number 1 spot within his first 4 years of playing the game, to his prolonged hiatus and eventual return to the game, his story is a testament to his raw talent and determination to go through the ranks and evolve alongside the new generation of Osu players. After overcoming life challenges and making a triumphant return, Freddie Benson finds himself back to where he belongs. Being ranked at 15th globally at the moment, he's not only come back, but he has come back better and stronger than ever. The possibility of him breaking into the top 10 ranks is no longer a far-fetched goal. Freddie Benson's talent and skills solidify his status as one of the best Osu players this game has ever seen.